Hello, everyone. Welcome back to She Hosts the Line podcast. I'm so incredibly glad you are here with us today. If you are sitting at your desk right now, or maybe you just got home from a long, exhausting shift, I want you to do something with me before we even dive into today's conversation, okay? So stop, drop your shoulders away from your ears, and clench your jaw. Take a slow, intentional breath. Okay, you've done it. You feel like much better now. So today we are stripping away the corporate filters and having a real heart to heart about something we have all experienced but rarely trace back to its true source. We are talking about office air. We all know the physical reality of it. You walk into work in the morning feeling sharp, inspired, and completely put together, but like by mid afternoon, you look in the mirror and barely recognize yourself. Your skin feels tight and completely dehydrated. Your eyes are bloodshot and heavy. Your energy is entirely depleted, and you look visibly, fundamentally exhausted. For a long time, we've blamed this on the building itself. We blamed the stale, recycled HVAC systems, the dry corporate heat, the blasting air conditioning, and the harsh fluorescent lighting. But you know how we do things on this show, right? We don't just stay on the surface, we look at the soul of the matter. Because if we are being completely honest with ourselves, like the physical building is only a fraction of the problem. The real suffocating office air that dulls your sparkle and makes your chest tight, it doesn't come from the ceiling vent. It comes from the people you work with. Yes, you heard me right. It comes from the people you work with. The primary culprits responsible for siphoning the life, the moisture, and the vital energy right out of your body and mind are toxic human climates we are forced to sit in every single day. Today we are diving deep into the true reality of office air. We are going to talk about how to protect your glow from energy vampires, how to reclaim your personal power, and how to hold the line against an environment designed to drain you. So, as always, take some snacks, drinks, and notes if you want to, and let's dive in. Let's be honest about the emotional environment we navigate. Physical office air is recycled. It's stale air that has passed through hundreds of lengths before it gets back to you. But think about the human interactions in your workplace. Aren't they often just a recycled, stale, and toxic? You walk into the office, and instead of fresh ideas, collaboration, or genuine connection, you immediately breathe in stale complaints, recycled gossip, and the heavy oxygen of collective misery. You sit in a conference room, and instead of a healthy exchange of thoughts, you are breathing in the passive aggressive fumes of a colleague trying to undermine your authority, or a micromanager who smothers your creativity until you feel like you are literally suffocating. When we look in the mirror at the end of the day and see our faces looking ravaged and worn out, our automatic instinct as women, I'm talking here to women, is to blame like ourselves. We assume we need a better moisturizer, a more expensive night cream, or better sleep habits. But I want to remind you of something powerful today, and I need you to let it sink in. The problem is not your face. Listen to me carefully. The problem is the people in the atmosphere. It wasn't the air conditioning that drained you today. It was spending hours bracing your nervous system against defensive behavior, office politics, and volatile personalities. Yeah. So when your body has to spend 8 hours a day in a survival mode, trying to shield itself from people who project their own insecurities onto you, your health takes a massive hit. The physical exhaustion you see in the mirror is simply your body response to a hostile human climate. But let's go a layer deeper. Sometimes the air isn't just stagnant, it is actively weaponized against you. We need to talk about those specific coworkers who simply will not let you exist in peace. You know exactly who I'm talking about, right? They are the ones who view your talent, your work ethic, and your boundaries as an absolute threat to their own survival. And because they are insecure, they choose to make you the enemy. Instead of doing their own jobs, they spend their days painting a false target on your back. They will sit in front of managers, stakeholders, or like other team members and supply or not to supply. Try to rewrite the narrative of your work. They will dump their own uncompleted tasks, their delayed projects, and their structural failures straight onto your lap. And the worst part, what is it? They manipulate the situation, it make it look like you are the one falling behind. They put out a performance or like a performative show of being the hardest co-workers in the room, loudly complaining about their workload while pointing fingers to make it look like you aren't working hard enough like them. It is an exhausting, manipulative game of corporate projection. They try to exhaust you so thoroughly that you don't have the strength to defend your own track record. They want to steal your credit, shift their blame, and leave you holding the bag while your reputation takes the hit. Standing under that kind of psychological pressure day after day, it was truly creates that heavy, toxic office air. It forces you to constantly look over your shoulders, draining your creative power because you are too busy defending your right to even be in the room, right? So I want to speak directly to you, heart to heart, right now, sister to sister, and leader to leader. If you have looked at your life lately and felt like the people you work with are physically, mentally, or emotionally against you, and they are typically aging you, like I mean they are like you feel like they are aging you. If you are dealing with people who are actively trying to make you look bad to save themselves, I want you to take a long, deep, conscious breath right now. Okay, let's do it together. Okay, you're done. Well done, dear sister or dear brother. So you do not have to let their toxicity consume you. You do not have to accept the absorbing others people malice, laziness, and unmanaged stress is simply the price of admission for having a successful career. You can build an invisible sanctuary around your peace, your sanity, and your beauty, both inside and out. Reclaiming yourself from the human office air is an act of ultimate defiance. It is a way of standing up and saying, you can buy my hours and you can utilize my skills, but you do not get to have my peace. Let me repeat that. It's like you can buy my hours and you can utilize my skills, but you do not get to have my peace. So, how do we practically fight back tomorrow morning against the energy drainers and the corporate manipulators? We do it with fierce intention and zero apologies, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. So, firstly, keep receipts and speak with data. When a coworker tries to project their unfinished job onto you or make you look like you aren't working hard enough, do not get emotional. Get factual. Keep a clear written paper trail of your project, your deadlines, and your boundaries. When they try to shift the narrative in front of leadership, let your data quietly and cleanly dismantle their function. Okay? Secondly, filter the corporate noise, and this one is so important in my opinion. When toxic gossip, unnecessary drama, or endless complaining starts circulating toward your desk, filter it out immediately. You do not have to participate. You can politely change the subject or say, I'm focusing on getting this project done right now, and put your headphones back on. Protect your like your mental health, like the precious commodity it is. Okay. So thirdly, stop catching others people's stress. When a coworker comes to your desk frantic, panicked, and sweating over a minor issue, remind yourself that their urgency is not your emergency. Take a deep breath, keep your voice calm, and refuse to match their chaotic frequency. Hold your own ground, dear sister. Okay, so the next point is break the physical cycle. which means step outside the building away from everyone. I don't care if it is only for 4 minutes between back to back calls. Walk out of those heavy doors, stand under the actual sky alone, and breathe in real and recycled fresh air. Remind your nervous system that a massive, beautiful world exists completely outside of those like people opinions, moods, and drama. Okay? The last point I'm gonna discuss is establish a hard decontamination boundary. Protect your transition from work to home. The second you walk through your front door, wash the day off your face and your body. Change out of your office clothes. Create a clear and breakable line between the office version of you that deals with those difficult personalities and the authentic, soulful version of you that belongs entirely to your loved ones and your patients. Okay, so as we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with one final unshakable thought to carry with you into the week ahead. Okay, so honestly, my friends, this is a massive topic. The human climate of the corporate world, the manipulation, the projection, and how it physically and like mentally drains us. This really needs an entire hour long podcast time span to truly unpack. I think 10 minutes or so is just enough to get our bearings for today, okay? So, but we are only scratching the surface. If you want a full dedicated 1 hour or maybe 20 minutes podcast episode diving deep into exactly how to navigate these toxic coworkers and protect your professional reputation, let me know down in the comments section right now. Your feedback tells me exactly where we need to hold like the line in the next episode, of course. So tomorrow morning when you walk through those office doors and the heavy familiar stagnant energy of those personalities hits you, remember, do not let this discourage you. Do not let them make you feel small, tired, or like defeated. Instead, look at it as a baseline challenge. You are a woman who holds the line. That means you do not rely on your environment or the people around you to give you the energy, okay? So you carry your own oxygen with you and you bring your own light into dark rooms. Remember this. So you hold your own warmth in cold spaces. Do not let a stagnant corporate culture or a handful of draining people dull the breathtaking radiance that you have worked so incredibly hard to build. Okay? So let's make it like a deal. Keep your water bottle full, keep your personal boundaries high, and keep your soul deeply nourished. Take a final massive breath in with me right now. I know that I demanded a lot of taking a like a full or a long breath in this episode, but I know you need it. Okay, so let's do it together. Fill your lungs with your worth, your beauty, and intellect, and your unstoppable power. Now blow it all out. Let go of the energy, the exhaustion, and the drama. Thank you for listening to She Holds the Line podcast. Keep shining, keep breathing deeply, and I will talk to you right here next week in the next episode. Bye bye.